Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. NFL action. We're going to actually talk about 3 games in this segment because we're going to talk about Bryan has for you a 2-team NFL 6-point round-robin teaser. Now, if you watched the videos last week, we talked about teasers and values and stuff, and it is one of the best, I think, tools that you have to kind of level the playing field against the sports books. That is with the NFL. We talk about you don't play college teasers and you don't take teasers with certain numbers. There's just no value. But whenever you can take a game through those key numbers with one bet, go through 3, 4, and 7, it's generally a positive EV play, and it becomes even more positive when you're looking at a lower total.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're looking at here. And a lot of people mistakenly play teasers. They'll say, well, I like this team, but I want the extra 6 points. And the problem you run into is a lot of times you're not covering any key numbers. And what we're talking key numbers, 3, 4, 6, and 7, if you follow the NFL, you're going to have finals that have that differential in points more often than you will find others. 3, 4, 6, 7, 10, that kind of thing.
Unless you're using Carolina, Chicago.
Yeah, I had a 37.2 teaser or something like that.
We're going to talk about them later.
But anyway, you're looking to cover those numbers,
right,
and that's the most profitable. In fact, you know, a lot of people don't like to give credit where credit is due. Stanford Wong has a book out there right now, Sharp Sports Betting, and he discusses the teasers. It's an excellent book. We'll talk about some of these books that if you're a beginner, you want to buy these books. We'll talk about some others in the future. But he talks about teasers, and they're actually called Wong teasers. He made it famous because of this book. It was so good. And then basically, you want to take a game, which is 6-point, 2-team teaser. Obviously, you want to lay 110 or less if possible. It's getting harder to do that now. But 110 or less is really what you want to shoot for. And you want to cover the numbers 3, 4, 6, and 7. So what we're taking a look at, first game on the board right now, let's take a look at the Detroit game. The total in the Detroit game is low. Obviously, in a low total game, you're going to have less variance. So that's really why it gives it extra value when you're playing a low total game, because you know, if you got a total of 58, anything could happen. I mean, it's going to be a high-flying game. You got a total of 41, 42, it's going to be a lower scoring game. And you're looking at a team in Detroit, great defense.
Very underrated
They've
defense.
held everybody defensively all year long. The offense will be conservative because they don't want to go on the road, turn the ball over. That's where Detroit gets in trouble. So you're getting Detroit plus the 2 originally up to 8. So you're catching them over the 3, 4, 6, and 7. You also have the other games, as you wanted to point out there. One of the games was
Seattle at Kansas City.
Seattle at Kansas City, a very similar situation. You got a team in Seattle who, despite getting all the credit for having a great home field advantage, they've been a moneymaker on the road. They don't turn the ball over. The defense is pretty good, not as good as it was last year, but you got a low total game. You got a Kansas City team who's a conservative team, 2 conservative teams in this situation, and you're taking it over 1.5 up to 7.5. Once again, covering all the key numbers. And then in the New Orleans game against Cincinnati, you got a New Orleans team straight up at home where they won 18-19.
Yeah, they lost last week.
Coming off of a loss at home.
Thank you. I was on San Francisco. Great segue to give me a little
San
plug.
Francisco myself. And then you take it down to the 1. So basically, you're asking New Orleans to just win at home. So you're covering all the key numbers, 3, 4, 6, and 7. Now, the reason I don't do a 3-team teaser is the payoff just isn't enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to round robin these 3. So we're going to end up with 3 separate 2-team teasers with these 3 teams. And that'll minus 110 to win 100. And I think those are 3 fine bets.
All right, I agree with you, and I agree with you so much that actually I do my betting first look every week on Tuesdays. It's Teaser Tuesday. I give an NFL 2-team teaser every week on my betting first look show, and I gave Seattle and Detroit, so great minds do think alike. He won't admit that, but I'll do that. And guys, speaking of great minds in the NFL, we've got a capper at WagerTalk.com, Tony Finn. And he's also the head of our customer service department. Many of you probably have talked to him either on the phone or through email. Guy is on fire in the NFL. He's hit 8 straight NFL plays. Now we're taping on Wednesday, so I don't know if Tony's going to have a play in the Thursday night game. So in case he does have a play and loses it or win it, it's going to be an update. But as of Wednesday, he's won 8 straight in the NFL. If you want to check him out on Sunday, go to WagerTalk.com, click on Tony Finn, and check out what he's got going for you on Sunday. All right, guys, we've covered 2 NFL videos. That means there's only one left. That's Monday Night Football. Pittsburgh, Tennessee, my hometown Steelers up next. And find out which way I'm going in that one. WagerTalk.com.